Today, we're talking about 6 of the best monitors for everyday use, gaming, and for creatives. Let's get into it. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adrian Reddix, and today we're talking about 6 of the best monitors for everyday use, gaming, and creatives. We're going to have 2 monitors for each category. They're going to be a budget and a premium option. Now, this isn't a comprehensive list. If you don't see a monitor in here that you like or that you think is the best, let me know in the comment section below. But again, this isn't a comprehensive list. This is just 6 of the best monitors. Not the 6 best monitors, just of all the array of monitors, here's 6. When we look at monitors, there's a lot of numbers on the spec sheet, and sometimes it could be confusing. Do I need a 320 hertz refresh rate, or are 10 panels good? I want to dive into some of these numbers, some of the specs, get you a better understanding about your buying experience, what you need to look for, or what information you need to help your buying decision. If you just want the recommendations, go to this part of the video, and we'll see you there. The first thing I want to talk about is resolution. Simply, resolution is how many pixels are on your screen. That's it. When we talk about resolution, that's it. So how many pixels are on your screen? If you know what a pixel, if you ever zoomed in on a digital picture and you start seeing the squares, well, those are the pixels. Let's take 1920 by 1080. So 1920 by 1080, how many pixels is that? That's about, the number is 2,073,600 pixels in a 1920 by 1080 display. So resolution is just that. How many pixels on the screen? You also have to keep in mind how you're going to use your monitor. Why would you buy a 4K monitor if you're not going to do anything in 4K, right? If you're not going to play games in 4K, if you're not going to watch movies in 4K, if you don't have a graphics card that can reliably push 4K out, why are you having a 4K monitor? So be mindful when you're talking about resolution. What are you going to use it for? If you're a 1080p gamer, then why do you have a 4K monitor? Get something that fits what you're going to do with it. Another thing is aspect ratio. The most popular aspect ratio when you talk about monitors is 16 by 9. For every 16 units you go across, you go up 9. So that's your aspect ratio. So 16 by 9. The older style, you had 4 by 3. You don't really see that as much, especially on the consumer level. You also have some strange aspect ratios like 12 by 5, like 43 by 18, and 32 by 19. It's so weird. You don't have to worry about those. The 2 main ones you're going to run into are going to be 16 by 9 and 21 by 9. All right. So it's really just how wide you're getting. Another thing people talk about are panel types. You got TN, IPS, VA. So a quick rundown of each one of them. TN, or twisted pneumatics, right? These were the panels that came out after the CRT monitors, the big, they call them boob tubes or humpback monitors. It was those first ones, if you're old enough to remember, that came out then. The big thing about the technology was that it had a real high refresh rate. The 2 things that historically back then that were a detriment to the TN or a con to the TN were the viewing angles. Like as soon as you started to go off to the side a little bit, viewing angles were just not good. And 2, color accuracy. The colors were muted in some cases, like your blacks weren't as black, they were more grayish. So to counteract that, you came up with the IPS, so the in-plane switching panels, right? It took what the weaknesses of the TN panels were, the bad viewing angles and the not as accurate color, and improved on that a whole bunch. The cons of the IPS are they tend to have a lower refresh rate and lower response time, but you get better viewing angles and better color accuracy. But VA panels took the best of both worlds. It took the better response time and refresh rate of TN panels and the color accuracy and the viewing angles of IPS and merge them together into a happy hodgepodge. Now the TN panels aren't as bad as they used to be. They've gotten significantly better. So you really have to dig into the numbers on what your monitor can do and not really rely on panel type. Because panel type isn't the end all be all when it comes to monitors. And the big one, refresh rate. Refresh rates are measured in hertz. So what refresh is how many times your monitor can draw a picture in 1 second. So a 60 hertz monitor can draw a picture 60 times in a second. You can think of it like frames per second, or FPS, right? So 120 frames per second. So the bigger the number, the more times the monitor can draw that picture per second. So the higher your refresh rate is, the smoother your picture is. So 144 megahertz monitor is going to be smoother than a 60 megahertz monitor because of the nature of the refresh rate. Because this can draw faster and more images than this one can.
So I'm going to have to put on my reading glasses for this, so don't mind me. All right, so our first monitor is going to be the Acer V226 HQL-BBD. There's nothing very fancy about this monitor at all. It is a monitor that works, 21.5 inch screen, 1920 by 1080, TN panel. This is for a person who has a desktop but doesn't have a monitor, who doesn't need anything fancy, who doesn't game or anything like that. You could game on it, but it's not going to be a great experience. If you're just a casual gamer, maybe, but this is just for people who go to Walmart or Best Buy or what have you, and they want a desktop. They're not going to have a laptop to carry a bunch of stuff around with, right? So they're not going to carry a computer with them, but they need one for work or for everyday web surfing, whatever you need to do. That's just basic. This is a excellent option for you. It's definitely not going to be great for gaming. The viewing angles aren't the best, but it's not for gaming. It's for just basic use. This is your basic of basic. This is the budget everyday monitor. This is the everyday premium monitor. It's the Viewsonic VX2452 MH 24-inch monitor. I use this one every day. I install this one at work. Every new install that I do, this is the monitor I go with it. I can trust it. It's never let me down. It always works. The colors are good. It says gaming monitor on some things like Amazon and things like that. I've never used it for gaming. I don't know anybody that I work with that uses it for gaming, but for day-to-day tasks, I mean, the color accuracy is really good on it. And I use it for every new install that I do at work. Almost every computer at my place of work has one of these. It's been proven time and time again to me. It's nothing super fancy about it, but it's built well. It has a really good picture, and they're reliable. Now we get into our gaming monitors, and the budget gaming monitor is going to be the AOC 24 G2 24-inch frameless gaming monitor. You have a 144 hertz refresh rate, the 1080p gaming monitor. So if you do a lot of 1080p gaming, which I think 1080p gaming, in my opinion, is still a valid gaming. Not everybody's 4K gaming, not everybody's 1440p gaming. 1080p is still a realm where a lot of people still are. They don't have those higher end graphics cards to play 4K gaming. And if you're a competitive gamer, I don't know any real competitive gamers that are gaming at 4K. There may be a couple, but everybody knows is the 1440p. That's where competitive gaming is happening. It has all the ports, DisplayPort, HDMI, even VGA ports. So if you did happen to have a computer or a graphics card that took VGA or had a VGA output, you could hook that up there. A premium gaming monitor that I've been liking lately is going to be the Samsung Odyssey G7, the 32-inch model. It has everything you can think of. It does G-Sync and FreeSync. It's a curved monitor. So the theory behind flat and curve is you don't have flat eyes. So the theory is because it's curved and your eyes are curved, then, it's supposed to be a better experience. I think it comes down to preference. I prefer a flat monitor because I guess that's what I'm used to. Curve is okay. It's just not for me. But if you like curve is awesome. To me, I can see the appeal of curve because it gives a more immersive experience. And Samsung is known for making quality panels, and this is no exception. Now we're into the creator monitors. And the first one is going to be the Gigabyte M27Q 27 inch, 120 hertz refresh, 1440p. Why did I pick this for the budget creator? Because of HDR. This is an IPS panel, and if you need color accuracy, I always say go with IPS. And the color accuracy of this, I've seen other people play it. I don't own one personally, but I have seen people with this monitor, and it looks fantastic up close. This is another flat monitor, and again, that's a matter of preference if you prefer flat or curve, right? The color accuracy, in my opinion, from what I saw, was really, really good on this monitor. And if you decide you want to do a little gaming on it, you can. But for creatives, color accuracy is very important. You can't have something that on the screen looks orange, but when you give the final product to whoever, your consumer or your customer, and it's red, that's not good. So you need something that has a very accurate color, very bright, so you can distinguish between your lines and all this other stuff, right? Now, for the premium creator monitor, we have the Asus ProArt Display PA32UCGK. Yeah, and that price is right, $5,000. So who is this monitor for? This is the Windows version of the Apple Pro Display XDR, the big $5,000 monitor everybody was talking about because you paid all this money for it and it didn't come with a stand. Well, this comes with a stand at least, so you don't have to have it mounted somewhere, right? This thing is a beast. So the 2 or 3 groups of people I can think would need this type of monitor. It's very bright. It's 1600 nits. So let's break that down.
Let's talk about nits real quick. A nit is roughly equal to a candela, and a candela is how much light one candle emits per square meter, right? So let's demonstrate that. So I'm going to cut this light. I have 3 lights, one here, one there, one behind me. I'm going to cut this light off to demonstrate how much light a candle can put off. All right. Ooh. So this is how much light a candela puts off. So how much light does 20 put off? Let's see, right? I don't know how big the candela is or how big the candles are or what kind of wick it has in it. So 1600 nits, just think of this, how bright this is, 1600 times, right? So that's, I don't know why I did this. I just wanted to light a bunch of candles.
So the 3 types of people that would need a monitor like this are game developers, right? They need accurate colors to produce a good game because you don't want, again, having what you think is green and end up being blue, right? That's going to mess everything up. It's not going to look good. It's going to make you look bad. So you need something that's accurate with color. Also, creators who need a very color accurate monitor for people who do high-end professional work. If you, the price tag tells you who needs it. So if you do high-end professional work as far as editing or photos or any type of other creative venture where you need color accuracy, that's who needs it in that realm. And also people who have $5,000 to spend, who just want the most expensive monitor. Those are the 3 people. So I think we need a bonus because that ProArt display is a little expensive. So a bonus for the creators who don't have $5,000 but still want a premium product. It's going to be the Dell Ultra Sharp 32-inch U3219Q. Dell is known for making a pretty good product all around, and the monitor right here is no exception. It's a 4K monitor. It doesn't have the best response time. It doesn't have a high refresh rate, but that's not what you're using. But creators don't really care about a super high refresh rate. They care about color accuracy and resolution. So color accuracy, resolution is what you need. So that's just the bonus, just in case, just to wash your palate of that. The Dell Ultra Sharp is pretty nice.
What kind of monitor do you use, or what kind of monitor are you getting in the future? Let me know in the comment section below. Guys, that's it. Thanks for joining me. If you like this type of video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this type of video, give me a thumbs down. Tell me why you didn't like this type of video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.